Happy Friday, friends. Oh, it's another wet day. It thundered and lightninged all night. Crazy, but the sun will come out soon. Before we get started, I think I realized yesterday afternoon that I had the title a little bit off for The Pigeon Needs a Bath. I think I typed it up on the YouTube channel as something different, just a little bit off for the title. So sorry about that. It should just be The Pigeon Needs a Bath, but just wanted to make that correction. And my apologies to the author for getting that wrong when I typed that. But I've got two books I want to read. The first one's going to be for our younger viewers. And many of you've probably already heard it, but I had a couple of requests for this book from some of our younger friends. And then I have another one that's for the older friends. But it doesn't matter what age you are, you can listen to any and all of the stories that we do because it's just fun. Stories are great. Well, this first book is called Little Blue Truck Leads the Way. I think you'll like this one. Horn went beep. Engines purred. Friendliest sound you ever heard. Little Blue Truck rolled into the city. Beep, beep, beep. Isn't it pretty? All the lights and the buildings and the cars. Towering buildings scraped the sky. Beep, said Blue. The city is high. Zoom, roared trucks down the avenue. The city is fast, said Little Blue. It's a lot of cars. Shove on, Shorty, yelled a double-decker bus with big red letters. Rides are us. A grocery truck gave his horn a blast. Move it, bud. I'm first and you're last. Oh, no. They don't look very happy in that story. Can you see their face? Oh, and there's Blue right in the middle of that. Woo! Went a siren. Coming through! Busy police car, things to do. I don't know that that's how a policeman sounds, but I'm just making that up. Swish, swash, swoosh, went a big street sweeper hollering, Hey, better move, little beeper. Make way, yelled a limousine, the longest car you've ever seen. I've got his honor, the mayor, inside. I'm important and move aside. Cars and trucks were all in a tangle. Everyone started to shout and wrangle. Oh dear. We have what's called a traffic jam. Up roared a taxi. Screech went the brakes. Stop, yelled Blue. For goodness sakes, you might be fast and I might be slow, but one at a time is the way to go. Me first, said the limo, all puffed with pride. Then he gave a cough, and his engine died. Uh-oh. He was stuck right there with the mayor inside. Beep, said Blue. Would you like a ride? Everybody watching gave a shout when the door swung open and the mayor stepped out. His honor climbed right up on Blue and gave a speech the way mayors do. My friends, he said, what wonderful luck. This good advice from a little blue truck. One at a time is what we'll do. So single file, folks. Follow Blue. Trucks and buses got in line with vans and taxis, and it all went fine. A taxi let a van go past, and the double-decker bus said, I'll go last. A marching band joined the big parade. Boom went the drums, and the trumpets played. Wow. They rolled along the avenue, and everyone waved to Little Blue. There he is way at the front, and the mayor's still on there. They clapped their hands, and they yelled, Hooray! For the little blue truck who led the way. And there he goes. us. Goodbye, Little Blue. Little Blue figured out how to fix the problem. Remember we talked in the stories that a lot of times there's going to be a problem. The characters, which it's Little Blue, and this is the main character, and he finds out there's a problem because all the cars and trucks are getting all tangled up. And he came up with a solution and he solved the problem. And he got everybody in line. And they took turns. Little Blue is a great leader. I think you guys could be a great leader too. All right, way to go. Well, our next book, it's a little bit longer book, but it's called, this is one of my favorite characters, by the way, Mrs. Pigglewiggle's Won't Take a Bath Cure. We talked about bath yesterday, so let's do another bath book. But this book is by Betty McDonald, and it's illustrated by Bruce Watley. Miss Pigglewiggle books have been around for a really long time. I used to read the chapter books when I was a little girl, and they were some of my favorite stories. Miss Pigglewiggle is very clever and very creative. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to show you the pictures, and the words are on the back. So I'm going to read that part while you look at the picture here. Miss Pigglewiggle lives here in our town. She has brown sparkly eyes and long brown hair, which she usually wears in a knot on top of her head. She has a dog called Wag and a cat called Lightfoot, and she lives in an upside down house. All the children love Miss Pigglewiggle, and Miss Pigglewiggle loves them. She is always ready to stop whatever she is doing and have a tea party. And she is glad to have children dig worms in her petunia bed. In fact, Mrs. Pigglewiggle just naturally understands children, which is, of course, why all the parents call Mrs. Pigglewiggle whenever their children are being difficult. Miss Pigglewiggle always knows exactly what to do to help cure children's bad habits, like not taking a bath, which was Patsy Brown's bad habit. So Miss Pigglewiggle is our main character. And we're about to introduce another character named Patsy. And her problem is she doesn't want to take a bath. Kind of like Pigeon yesterday. Up to the time of this story, Patsy was just an everyday little girl. But one morning, Patsy's mother filled the bathtub with nice warm water and called to Patsy to come and take her bath. But when Patsy saw the nice warm tub of water, she began to scream and yell and kick and howl like a wild animal. You see her face? She is screaming, just, whoa, I don't want to get in that bath. Naturally, her mother was quite surprised to see her little girl acting so peculiarly. That's a really hard word. But she just said, "Now, Patsy, stop all this nonsense and hop into the tub." Well, Patsy ran from the bathroom yelling, "I won't take a bath. I won't ever take a bath. I hate baths. I hate baths. I hate baths." There she is running down the hall. Now, Patsy's mother let the water out of the tub and went downstairs to telephone Miss Pigglewiggle. And she said, "Hello, Miss Pigglewiggle. This is Patsy's mother, and I am having such a time this morning. Patsy simply will not take a bath." There's Patsy on her tricycle, and she's really dirty. And I think her baby doll's even dirty, too. Well, Miss Pigglewiggle said, "I would say the radish cure is probably the quickest and most lasting. All you have to do is buy 1 package of radish seeds. Then leave Patsy alone as far as washing is concerned. When she has about 1/2 inch of rich black dirt all over her, scatter the radish seeds on her arms and head and press them in gently, and then just wait." Okay, you got to see this picture of the dog all tangled up in the yarn. I have a dog that would do that. Oh, dear. Well, the next morning, Patsy's mother didn't say one single word to Patsy about a bath. And so Patsy was sweet and didn't act like a wild animal. The next day was the same, and so was the next. Now, watch Patsy's skin. Watch what happens in the pictures. When Sunday came, Patsy was a rather dark blackish gray color, so her mother suggested that she stay home from Sunday school. Yikes, Patsy. Yee, that's a lot of dirt. At the end of the 3rd week, Patsy skipped out to get the mail, and the postman, upon seeing her straggly, uncombed, dust-caked hair and the layer of dirt on her face, neck, and arms, gave a terrified yell, "Ah!" and fell off the porch. Gotta see that. There he is. "Ah!" And he fell off the porch. Oh dear. Patsy's parents decided to keep Patsy indoors all the time after that, but Patsy seemed quite happy. Of course, it was getting hard to tell how she felt, as her face was so caked with dirt that she couldn't smile, and she talked like this: "I am Patsy, and I want to take a bath." She also had to take little teeny bites of food because she couldn't open her mouth more than a crack. If you notice, look, her dolly is getting dirty too. At last the day came when Patsy was ready to plant. That night, when she was asleep, her mother and father tiptoed into her room and very gently pressed radish seeds into the dirt on her forehead, her arms, and the backs of her hands. Some days later, Patsy woke up one morning, and there on the backs of her hands and on her arms and on her forehead were green leaves. She jumped out of the bed and ran down the stairs to the dining room where her mother and father were eating breakfast. "Look at my hands!" she squeaked. She can't even talk all the way. Her mother went over to Patsy, took a firm hold of one of the plants on her forehead, and gave it a quick little pull. Patsy squeaked again, and her mother showed her the little red radish she had pulled. She pulled that off of Patsy's forehead. Goodness. Patsy suddenly said, "Mother, I want a bath." What did you say, dear?" asked her mother, busily pulling the radishes and putting them in a neat little pile on the dining room table. "I want a bath," said Patsy so plainly that it cracked the mud on her left cheek. Patsy's mother said, "I think it had better be a shower." And without another word, she went upstairs and turned on the warm water. Hey, look, by the way, she's looking better. And so does Dolly. Patsy was in the shower all that day. She used up 2 whole bars of soap, and she didn't even come out for lunch. But when her father came home for dinner, there she was, waiting for him at the door, clean and smiling, and in her hand she had a plate of little red radishes. You see those? Well, that was quite an interesting solution to the problem of not taking a bath. But like I said, Miss Piggle Wiggle is kind of clever and creative, and that's what she came up with to help Patsy figure out that she needed to take a bath. Well, I hope it doesn't end up that you have to be planted with radish seeds in order for you to take a bath, because now we've read 2 books in a row where the character didn't want to take a bath, Patsy and Pigeon. But once they did it, they knew it was a good thing to do. Well, boys and girls, happy Friday. I hope it's been a fabulous Friday to you. I sure miss each and every one of you very much, and I pray for you every day. And I'm hoping you're having fun at home, and I'm hoping that you're being really good and kind to your mommy and daddy. This is really different for them too, so they're having to be really creative and do a lot of different things because you can't go out and do the things you normally do. So when you see your mom or your dad, say thank you and tell them that you love them, because they're working really hard for you right now. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Remember, I love you, your teachers love you, your parents love you, but who loves you most of all? God. Have Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.